I've been taking a deep dive into the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, and some of you may know me for my work on the Riley Strain case. And while I'm waiting for some crucial FOIA documents from Nashville, I'm going to work on Sebastian's case. I've been rewatching the family's interviews, spotted some red flags, and I just can't ignore it. Some of you may have heard some of these, some of you might not have yet. And if you disagree with me, that is okay. I am open to a conversation because I believe that that is necessary for more people to understand this case. But first, let's go back to the night that Sebastian vanished. Chris, Sebastian's stepfather, stated that he called Katie, Sebastian's mother, in between 9:43 and 9:46 p.m. that night. He said that she had fallen asleep on the couch around 10 p.m., and then 2 hours later at midnight, he woke her up to put the dogs in the crate and go to bed. I can't stop thinking about, did he spend those 2 hours trying to wake her up? Was he just sitting there listening to her sleep? Not a detail most would question, but in this case, every single detail matters. Now, there have been theories circulating that Chris may have left his phone behind in Memphis and drove to Hendersonville. Some believe that Katie hung up the phone at midnight, and this could be debunked if we had access to that call data. Something that I've dealt before in my line of work, I can track whether the caller or the receiver of a call hung up. So was there this disconnect that we have not uncovered yet? Because I believe that that could be crucial. The night that he disappeared, Katie stated that it was very dark, and it had to be very dark when he disappeared, and that is because there's no Ring camera that caught him. On February 25th in Hendersonville, the sun set at 5:37 p.m., and it rose at 6:21 a.m. on the 26th. The darkest part of the night is also known as the astronomical twilight. That lasted from 7:02 p.m. to 4:55 a.m. So that shaves about an hour and 5 minutes off of the 12 to 6 window that they had given us. And that is the time frame that Sebastian vanished. March 25th, Katie and Chris appeared on Nancy Grace, where Chris claimed that his job was up in the air. And the night that Sebastian disappeared, Chris was in Memphis working at the St. Jude construction site. But there's a contradiction. It's very subtle. During that same interview, Chris and Katie stated that they weren't home because they left together, citing safety concerns. Now, that is reasonable if that was the true case. If his job was truly uncertain, why would he return to work, and why would they leave? 5 days before that, on Smiley's channel, Chris was interviewed while he was at work, but here's the kicker. Crane operators under OSHA regulations are prohibited from making personal calls while operating that machinery. So was Chris actually in the crane while he was talking on this interview? Let's not forget, though, the construction site where he was working does not allow RVs to be parked there. So where was his RV parked? Did that RV park have security cameras? Because that could prove whether he was there or not that night. There are so many questions, yet we have so few answers, and trust me, there are even more twists that I have not brought up in this video, so stick around. I'm going to bring you more, but I'm also going to show you Sebastian's flyer again, because his face needs to be out there. He did not ask for this drama behind his name or his story, and we need to get his face out there, and Sebastian needs to come home. This is Sebastian's flyer. He has been missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee since February 26, 2024. Please call the number at the bottom, 833-835-5364. There is a $100,000 reward for any information leading up to Sebastian's whereabouts.